Hi, my name is Jeff Fetters. I'm an IoT strategist within the Strategy and Technology Office of Intel Corporation. And Intel's been one of the founding members of IIC since the very beginning. And we play a technology provider role within IIC.
So for the Internet of Things, can you think back, when was your aha moment when you really thought this is going to be something pretty big?
We had some industrial players come in and companies come in and they start talking about data coming off engine. And they were saying, this is how much data that was being extracted out of engines on every flight that happens across from city to city. And I always thought that that data was very useful for gathering maintenance or mechanical data, but I never thought that engine data would apply to services in a way that you could extract that value that engine data could bring to, let's say, a consumer sitting in the seat of an airplane. So when I started hearing about, in the industrial space, the data that's being gathered across the industry on any device, all the way from an engine to a bearing on an automobile to a sensor in an air conditioner environment, that you could apply business models to it. And then you can start to figure out that IoT is really going to transform the industry in a way, because you can apply cloud-based business models to this industry in a way that you can extract that value very differently than you've ever been able to in the past.
What are some examples of best practices for putting IoT to work?
So in the business model perspective, some of the best practices is to get a good set of eco-partners around the table to talk about the different business values in the markets that they're in. So a good practice around this is to show a sense of let's say a full end-to-end solution set. And by showing that full end-to-end solution set, you can start to decipher which pieces actually have value and which pieces don't have value from a business perspective. Now, that value can only happen if you can extract it, right? And a particular way of monetizing it. And what we've learned from cloud-based services is there's many creative different ways of monetizing the same piece of information or that same piece of data. And what's really exhaust data for one company can be very, very valuable for the other company. And if you have a platform that allows you to get to that information, then that business models can kind of be worked out through either discussions or in test beds where you can test out that business model with a full solution set, either in terms of plugfests or in proof of concepts, or in collaboration with government agencies that say, here's how we apply this to some of the critical infrastructure or smart cities as we know it in today's world. So in the tire company's case, the smart cities or Department of Transportation is very interested in this data to figure out which bridges they need to go repair first. That information, they can't go out and test all the bridges one by one, but if they get this tires and shock absorber sensor data, they can go figure out which bridges actually need to go be addressed, and even start to figure out which types of bridges have the tendency to when they're going to fail, a timing when they're actually going to fail. That sharing of information and sharing of that business models is actually what IIC is trying to solve, is how do you go about sharing that information in a fair commerce, in a way to exchange that information that protects privacy and security at the same time.
What is the IIC and why was it formed?
So the Industrial Internet Consortium is a special interest group. It's not a standards organization, it's not a standards development organization. It's considered a special interest group focused on the industrial verticals. And the focus for IIC is to have a group of companies, a group of governments, and a group of universities around the table to define open platforms, to define reference architectures, to define publications of how an IoT subsystem looks like. Once that definition is in place, then to prove out those definitions in terms of an architecture perspective, so prove out the architecture that indeed does work, that it is efficient, does it meet the requirements, but also prove out the business models. So IIC is also a organization very focused on producing test beds. And these test beds then can do some of that early deployments, not only to prove like a proof of concept of an architecture, but also prove that there's value or cheese at the end of the tunnel, that that particular architecture approach or that particular use case or usage model makes sense.
So now, regarding those test beds, how does public-private partnerships play into this?
So public-private partnerships, in other words, PPPs, are used to gather research institutions along with government agencies and private industry to collaborate together in a collaboration group, of which some of the early research of solution sets, both in IoT technologies, IoT business models, some of the research and business models can be applied to some of the critical infrastructure that's important to countries and governments. And PPPs are a way to formalize that activity, to formalize open innovation communities, to take advantage of some of the research work that's being done and fund this in a way that actually can get to large-scale deployments.
What role does the IIC play in defining standards?
IIC plays a critical role in the industry because it is a place where the industry, the industrial industry, gets together and creates an overarching reference architecture. And that reference architecture then can be applied to many different standards organizations via liaisons or through publications. And this reference architecture tries to specify what that end-to-end solution looks like from all the way from the device, the sensor in the industrial space, all the way up to the back-end systems, the OTs environments, including the IT environments. So many organizations are looking at IIC as a place to define those usage models, those requirements that come out of that in terms of that reference architecture.